I want to talk about what the streamer Frogan said, and then Ethan Klein's response to it about the Hamas attacks 4 days ago, or 5 days ago now. I think it was 4 days. It was on October 7th, today, the morning of the Hamas attacks in southern Israel. Frogan put out a statement as people were starting to be horrified by footage of civilians getting shot in their cars and Hamas burning down kibbutzes and the slaughtering of civilians. People were, and left-wingers, myself included, were having a pretty horrific response to that. Like, this is horrible, this is awful, something needs to be done to protect these people immediately. And during that period, Frogan commented on the leftists who are preaching. Let me just read it instead of like trying to explain. I can just read the tweet. I don't like explain it before reading it. I do it a lot, and I should work on that. Leftists preach and foam at the mouth at the thought of a revolution happening in America, but as soon as it happens in the Middle East, what they're doing is wrong. Saying this as reports are coming out of over like 260 people getting slaughtered at a rave, all these other people getting shot, just terribly irresponsible. It's hard for anyone to at least not be able to easily misconstrue this if she, and later she has said she doesn't endorse attacks on civilians, easily misconstrue this as an endorsement of what Hamas was doing, because she seems to be complaining about leftists who would generally, you know, be in favor of Palestinian liberation, being angry at Hamas killing babies and elderly people. And in response to that, it's, but as soon as it happens in the Middle East, what they're doing is wrong. It is wrong to murder children. It is wrong to murder grandmas. It is wrong to burn down kibbutzes. And she phrases it in a terrible way. Now, since then, she has clarified that she does not support the targeting of civilians, but she's also doubling down on the tweet as if the tweet wasn't bad, when the tweet absolutely was bad. One second, I'm getting a phone call. Sorry, CIA agent. You know, my handler, CIA handler. But like, there's no reason to double down on this not being a bad tweet. This was a bad tweet. This is a terrible tweet. Absolutely terrible. If there was a bombing attack in Crimea that killed, like somebody put a bomb to their chest, walked into Crimea, went kabang in some theater and killed 1,200 civilians. And my response to it was, after, you know, like people like Hassan came out and said, this is horrific, this is terrible. And I said, yeah, you all preach and foam about revolution, but as soon as it happens in the Middle East, what they're doing, as soon as it happens in Ukraine, what they're doing is wrong. It would look like I was endorsing a terror attack. That's exactly what it would look like. And a clarification is 100% justified for people to ask for. And when people ask for the clarification, like this, wait, I wonder if we have her. Oh, here, for example. Lady, please, there's a massive difference between being pro-Palestine and pro-Hamas. What it's like being brain dead. She makes a terrible tweet, doubles down on it, clarifies through gritted teeth while not wanting to clarify the whole time, saying it's racist for her having to clarify because she's sick of Muslims having to condemn Hamas. The problem isn't that she's Muslim. The problem isn't that she's brown in any way or that she wears a hijab. The problem is her tweet looked like she was endorsing terrorism, and people got fucking freaked out by it. Like, wait, the partner Twitch streamer like endorsing terrorism? What the fuck is this? And then she clarifies later that that's not what she's doing by saying she doesn't agree with any targeting of civilians, but she can't also pretend that that's not what the tweet looked like. She can't. And so Ethan responds to this. Ethan Klein, the host of the Leftovers podcast, says, people are talking about me unfollowing Frogan because Ethan Klein unfollowed her after she made this post, and then she started talking about it in Discord, and then that started getting posted on Reddit. This is what Frogan said. Ethan Klein unfollowed me. Lamau, why am I sad? LMAO. Ethan, I'll support the IDF. Refollow me. Ethan was like, damn, this Arab supports Hamas. Everybody is misinterpreting my tweet as pro-terrorism. 'em. I bet the Ethan unfollowed me because He looked at me and was like, fucking Arab. Like, what the fuck? Complaining about a lack of charitability before then being the least charitable person. What the fuck? This is really messed up. This is the type of bad commentary on Twitch that leads to like bad takes, like Ukraine will never be invaded by Russia, or just like it's not that hard to just correct your statements and eat a little humble pie. People will probably respect you more if you were like, look, at the moment, I just saw some video of the border wall being torn down, and as somebody who supports land back and people being able to return to their homes that they were displaced from, I was cheering, and I didn't know the full length of the atrocity. Just eat a little humble pie, say that, get it over with. Don't drag it out and start arguing with people who have family members who were at the other end of Hamas's machine guns about whether it's fair for people to interpret the tweet in this way. Anyway, this is what Ethan Klein said. People are talking about me unfollowing Frogan, so I'll explain why. Since she wants to talk about it, murdering civilians and burning families alive in their safe houses is not a revolution, it's a massacre. And if you think that's what a revolution is supposed to look like, I'm terrified for your idea of an American revolution. Then Frogan responded to this. I wonder if we can pull up the Frogan response. Where is it? I did not say murdering children and burning families alive is revolution. It is a tactic Israel has specialized in for 70 years, but I haven't seen you post about their murders. Your first post here in the past week is a call me out for supporting Palestinians fighting back. What is revolution to you if you're not overthrowing the prison guards that keep 2 million people from living, shelling their homes wantonly, killing civilians, mostly children, for the past 70 years to the approval of the international community? The American Revolution was fought over for less than the unrelenting massacre of their people. Okay, so first off, I've seen Ethan Klein on stream condemn Netanyahu government for the bombing campaign and saying that what we're about to engage in is cyclical violence. I've seen him say that on stream. Not only has he said that on stream, I know he's also said it on Instagram. I wonder if any of the quote tweets to this has it, but here it is right here. The Israeli government is making me sick, even if Hamas is operating out of civilian buildings. This, by the way, the statement, what he is saying here is way, way, way more considerate of civilian casualties than much of Israeli society, and a lot of political commentators on the issue. Even if Hamas is operating out of a civilian building, which they do, they've stored weapons in like UN schools, it doesn't justify the total destruction of that building. It's inhumane. Netanyahu is a piece of shit warmonger and needs to go. As a dual citizen, I love Israel and the Israeli people. They deserve a government that actually believes in peace and not force and violence. The ultra-right Jewish settlers are among the greatest provocateurs in the world. Let me say that again for the people in the back. The ultra-right Jewish settlers are among the greatest provocateurs in the world. They are shameless and hateful and fueled by religious zeal and enabled by the Israeli government. This is like 90% criticism towards Israel. I wish the settling and repossession of the Palestinian land would stop. I wish the bombing in Gaza would stop. Gazans deserve to live life free of fear. For all of the crimes Hamas has committed, we must always remember that they are not Palestine. The Israeli government holds all the power, and it is on them to stop the violence and show a true willingness for peace. You could not get a more progressive Israeli position, like a more progressive position from somebody who has ties to Israel and cares about the safety of their people not to get massacred. You could not get a more progressive position. She's angry that on Twitter, that it's somehow, no, he didn't call it out because specifically on this platform where he unfollowed you, and then you complained about and started saying, oh, he probably did this because he just sees me as some fucking dirty Arab, which is what you're saying here in the Discord post, is what you're implying. Ethan probably was like this damn Arab supports Hamas. Then you jumped to conclusions and posted this before you checked to see what other statements he posted. A lot of people have watched the H3H3 stream talking about the slaughtering in southern Israel, and he was pretty open about his positions too, which is the same thing as this. So the Twitter thing is a woozle. It's not a woozle, but it's there to distract you. He has condemned the Israeli government. He's condemned Netanyahu. He's condemned the bombing campaign. He says that you shouldn't strike buildings with Hamas in it, even if Hamas is in there with weapons that they're going to use to attack Israel if there's civilians in the building. He said these things. But it's your first post on here. The only reason he's posting about it is because you reacted to being unfollowed on Twitter like a streamer does, which means rashly and without DMing Ethan in private, like, yo, is something up? You know, what's going on? Gotta go into the Discord and start saying, guess he's racist, ha 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 ha, just like those, yeah, just like them, huh? What? Get out of here. Come on. All of this is just like grandstanding. All of this is grandstanding. Because this is all stuff that Ethan has already acknowledged. She just does not want to just say, yeah, I shouldn't have said that. It was bad while the massacring was going on, to be like, wow, why are people so angry at the revolution? People are angry because they don't like babies getting murdered. It goes without saying, murdering civilians is horrible. That's at the heart of my criticism against Israel. Is disingenuous to assume it wouldn't apply to the murder of Israeli citizens too. On October 7th, the statement you put out did not reflect the sentiment, and anybody reading it would not come away with the conclusion that it reflects this sentiment. They wouldn't. Now, we can pretend that's not the case, but that is the case. Man, this platform has some of the worst international politics coverage, man. I signed a contract with the devil. I signed a contract with the devil, and his name was Jeff Bezos.